Hi everyone, it's Kim from Kim Taylor Ultimate Speaker and welcome to Momentum Monday. Just a very quick video because I would love to share with you a really fast and quick formula when it comes to speaking on your feet. Now I don't know if you can relate to this, but when I used to get asked to speak on the spot, my stomach would churn, my legs would turn to jelly, and it used to be quite a scary event. But the thing is, and this is why I thought it'd be such a great thing to share with you in this Ultimate Speaker TV episode, is how you can overcome this in a really fun way that you can remember a formula to really do this very, very well. So what happens is, let me ask you a question. So have you ever been put on the spot? Go back to a time when you've been really put on the spot and asked. Maybe it was talking about something that you do. Maybe it was a social occasion where, someone's getting married and they've gone like, oh, can you just put a few words together? It's like, so I can relate to it. And just to share with you, most public speakers have the butterflies showing up in their stomach. It's such a common thing. So just know that this is normal and there is a simple solution for you. The thing is, as they say, the trick is to have the butterflies flying in formation. The secret is to get them all flying in formation. And that way you can feel confident and calm and get a clear, concise message across. So the formula that I'm going to share with you is one that I learned back in Toastmasters, and that's how I got started early days before I started learning and business training. And I remember standing up there where I felt like jelly and the butterflies were going. And at the end, one of the guys came up with me, a beautiful man, and he said, do you want a really easy formula? And I said, yes, please, because that was not very good. And so I've just used it ever since, and it's such a good thing. Now, it is one way of doing it. There's a few ways of actually doing it and getting your message across when you're standing on your feet. But this is a formula that will be really easy for you. Okay, so it's 4 steps. And the first part is prep. Okay, so it's called prep is what I'm meaning to say. So the first one is P, and P means point. So you're actually making a point. So maybe there's a topic or a question that's being asked and you make a point referring to that question or that topic. Okay, we'll do some examples in a moment as well, so it'll make it easy. And then the second one is reason. So reason is, what's the reason for liking this or not liking this or talking about this topic or whatever it is. So you're giving them the reason as to why they're listening to you. The third one is your example. So E is for example. So an example is a way of supporting it. It could be a story, it could be a way of just sharing how the motive, it could be the motive, or it could be just how it supports the reasons why you're saying what you're saying. And then you go back to the point, because this helps people remember what you've said, but it also helps lead into any other conversation or any other topics that might come up. So that's it. Prep, point, reason, example, point. Easy. So let's do a couple of examples. Oh dear, now I've got to think on my feet. Okay, what about, which color do you like, green or red? So, point. I like the color green. In fact, I like forest green, to be exact. And the reason why I love forest green is it's so relaxing. When I think of green, I always think of rainforest and grass and nature, and instantly I feel calm, and that's beautiful. That's a beautiful feeling. And I also know the other reason is that I also know that green is about freedom. One of my top values is freedom, and so I know to think green, I feel free. I actually do feel free when I think of it. It's so calming and relaxing at the same time. And it's also, the other thing is, it also stimulates the right-hand brain, the right-hand side of the brain. So if I'm wanting to be more creative and step into more of that right brain thinking, I'll think green. So an example of this would be, I'm thinking of beautiful places where there's green. Back in the hinterland, Sunshine Coast, When I look at the rolling hills and there's all the different colors of green, I instantly step into this amazingness of feeling so calm and just watching the sun as it sets behind the hills. And I know when I do that, that I'm stepping into my creativity. And so I do that when I'm wanting to take a break from work or take just some time out for a moment. I will do that. I'll step back into nature in order to feel that. So that's my point. I love green for all of those reasons because I know that I can step more and more into my creativity and feeling relaxed when I do that, when I think green. One example, there we are. I'm sure you're thinking of some things now. And as you're going along, think of some ideas of where you could use it. Think of some places, be it professional or personal, where you could use prep. So as you're listening to another example, because I will share another example, think of where you could be using this. Okay, and think about how you could change or adapt what I'm saying to what you do. Okay, so another example would be, okay, so have you ever thought that why would the world listen to me? Why would the world listen to me? What have I got to share? So I think we all have, my point, I think we all have something to share. We are all unique within ourselves. We're all we all have our own style and we all have our own stories and life experiences. And the reason why I feel this and the reason why I think that the world will listen to us is that because stories are the fastest ways to reach people, but when we step into our stories and we share our life experiences, we learn from each other. And an example of this was when I was talking with my mum recently about my great uncle, and when he was in the First World War, and she was talking about how difficult his life was, and he couldn't read or write. Yes, he used to get someone else to write the letters. So he found it very difficult from the communication perspective, but also emotionally when he was at war. And then he had an even more difficult time when he got back and he had to adapt into normal life again. And so I was able to share with her, she shared a beautiful story around that. And I learned about my great uncle, which I didn't know about. And then I was able to share with her from a psychological point of view, just what was actually happening for him, adapting back into normal life. So that's an example. And then the point being, so this is why I think the world will listen to us. There's the point. The world will listen to us. We all have our stories to share. We all can learn from each other. And if Mum and I hadn't had that conversation, I wouldn't have learned about my great uncle, and Mum wouldn't have learned what happens from a psychological perspective. So there you are. There's another example. So let me know how you go with this, because I really would love to hear your examples. And a tip here is not to wait until the social occasion is actually happening and then go, there we go. What's the formula? Oh yeah, prep. Don't do that. What I would suggest to do is take some time. Think it, like even now, look around you. There's a whiteboard behind me. Go, okay, whiteboard. What's the point of a whiteboard? Reason why I like whiteboards. What's an example of when I've used it, and make the point again. Just do impromptu practice, practice, practice. Because simply, the more practice you do, the easier it will be, when you're put in the spot and someone asks you, and then you have the answer. You can quickly come up with something to say. All right, so this has been great, and I hope you've really got something from this, and you can see how you can use it. It totally is shall I say foolproof, but it really is. It's a proven way, and it totally works. So look, if you want to run something past me, or you want to have a chat, maybe having a challenge, why not click on the link and let's have a conversation, and I'm certainly very happy to help you if I can. Of course, we'll find a way. There's always a solution. That's always my motto. Hey, how can I put that into prep? Just kidding. All right, let's until next time, have fun, and we'll talk soon. Bye now.